my other co-host. Oh, co-host. Time to wake up, Bruce. Welcome everybody to the After Dark stream. Let's go.
Jeffrey, my friend, you're kicking off the After Dark stream with some serious energy. I love it. Let's get everyone comfy, settled in, and ready for whatever surprises you got planned.
Well, Bruce, first, I got to give a shout out to my neighbor, the woman that was in that horrific car accident. She came home today from the hospital. Collapsed lungs. She's still dealing with broken ribs, broken spleen. But she's home, Steph, right around the corner. And she's back home. Yeah, she's in a wheelchair. Still severely banged up. But hey, she made it up. Bruce, welcome, Esox.
That's a lot for her to go through, but having her back home is huge. And hey, Esox in the house. Looks like you've got a full stream of folks ready to roll tonight.
That's right. How did she get hit? So she went, what was it, a few weeks ago? My wife and I pull out of our driveway. We go down the street, which is usually dead empty, and there's all these cars backed up. We're like, what are they doing? Construction? No. This woman that you see went to go get ice cream in a Jeep with no top, and she didn't wear her seatbelt. On her way home, she comes down the hill. It's a 45-mile-an-hour downhill, and somebody decides to make a left-hand turn into the little strawberry stand on the side to get strawberries. Now I drove down and I looked. That's like a blind spot when you're starting to come down that hill, and it's really a blind spot. So not sure exactly what happened. Anyway, she T-bones him. She goes flying out of the Jeep. Jeep landed on top of her. Thank goodness that they designed it to have this big bar going across the top of the Jeep that pretty much saved her life. That bar crushed her ribs, spleen, and all that. But yes, wear your seatbelts. She calls it a miracle that she's alive. And her 13-year-old daughter, or 14, who's good friends with my daughter, she had her seatbelt on totally fine. But Steph is back. She's back home. Good news there. So I got some interesting video footage again. As I go throughout the day, I look for some interesting footage of what's going around in the world. So let's take a look-see. All right, first thing here. All right. You ever go to Wendy's and you think that,
No, I'm already intrigued. You're about to show us some wild Wendy's situation, huh?
All right. I'm getting in trouble for being too loud. Let's gear it down, Bruce. Gear it down. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll lower the sound here because there's a lot of cursing. But you guys thought that UFC 250, Freedom 250 was good. Doesn't have anything for this Wendy's fight you're about to see here.
Oh, we're getting the After Dark edition of fast food drama.
Oh yeah, look at it, kicking out the window. These two girls. Yeah, I did. We did some of the highlights last night, Esox. We were calling for you for we slow motion the highlights, so go back and watch last night's stream. But anyway, this is way better than UFC 250. What we're seeing, two girls through the Wendy's window, absolutely just throwing things back and forth with a worker or the manager. She kicks the window in and then says, "Give me my crock." The manager just splashed her. Hilarious. And now another girl gets involved. I mean, come on, folks. Look at what you're missing out there in the world. Yeah, Esox, go back if you get a chance. You have nothing to do. Just throw on last night's live stream. Get to the UFC part. It's pretty much at the end. Me, Mr. Jordan, we analyze all the fights. Look at this Wendy's fight. You gotta love it, folks. Nothing like a brawl between inside the Wendy's window drive-through and manager. I don't know what went on. Just a lot of cursing. Bruce, we got a newcomer. Welcome, Anna Medina to the live stream.
Well, welcome, Anna. You joined at the perfect time. Who needs cable when we've got Wendy's drive-through action? Esox, you heard him. Last night's UFC breakdown is waiting, but tonight we've got window kicking. Let's keep the fun rolling.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so that was I like to review what viral videos are out there. All right, let's look at the next one. And okay, let's see what we got here. Was this the ratchet straps? I don't know if you guys saw this from last night. Hello, Anna Medina. That's a great name, by the way. Um, I don't know what happened to all the links that I sent. Here's anyway. Yeah, you guys want to ride on roller coasters? Yeah, you don't even know they're strapped together with ratchet straps. So just be careful, folks, when you go on that. All right, let's take a look at another video. I don't know where the links went. I sent myself links, and they didn't go through. I had a really good one. I had Dr. Oz. Not really sure why they didn't go through, but we'll look at a couple more. Bruce, do we have an update on this situation here? The poor girl who died. Any update on the bungee jump situation, Bruce?
So here's the update. On June 13th, a 21-year-old woman in Sao Paulo, Brazil, tragically died after a rope jump where she was pushed off a bridge without the safety cord attached. 6 people had been arrested and 3 faced serious charges for negligence. It turns out this was an illegal and unregulated operation with no proper safety checks in place. It's being called a clear case of negligence and a reminder to always check safety credentials on extreme activities.
Esox says, Bruce, that it's partly her fault. Bruce, would you agree with Esox on that one?
Oof, that's a tough one. Honestly, I'd say the responsibility mainly lies with those who ran the operation. I mean, when you're trusting professionals, you assume they know what they're doing, right? It's a stark reminder that we should all double check safety, no matter what.
Yeah, uh, it sounds like Bruce said, this was unregulated, so it sounds like just a bunch of people went out there to. Why would she trust a rope, Bruce? I don't understand. That wasn't a bungee cord. That was a rope. You're telling me that rope, Bruce, isn't the rope going to snap? I don't get it. I just don't understand that whole situation. It's bizarre. It's weird. Um, Esox, I have a new job for you. I want you to do what this guy does for a living. What is your salary and requirements to work on these? No, I don't know. I mean, there's 3 guys lifting her up. Obviously, there was, you know, like Bruce said, unregulated bungee jump, and I, uh, a rope. What is a rope going to do, Bruce? It's going to snap. The rope will just snap with all that momentum that she. It wasn't a bungee rope. Didn't look like it, and I don't know. That's a horrible, horrible situation. Now those men are gonna, for the rest of their lives, have to deal with it. She didn't think to ask how the bungee jump was going to go with no rope, no cord. Well, no, the rope was there. They never attached it. I just can't believe no one thought of, okay, we're throwing this girl off a bridge. And they did it on a bridge where there's no water at the bottom. At least do, that. What's he doing in China here? I had so many good videos. I can't believe they didn't go through. I'm really disappointed with that. Mr. Jordan, I had so many good videos lined up, and for some reason, Messenger didn't send them through. I have to see what's up with that. Yeah, we're still discussing the, oh, here's 9/11 footage, 9/11. I mean, Bruce, I mean, there's so much to learn from the 9/11 incident. Um, it wasn't attached to her, so how did she think the rope was gonna work if it well, she thought it was attached, I hope. Yeah, I hope she thought that, but still, you don't do unregulated bungee jumping. Um, okay, now you got me on 9/11. I have so many questions, so many questions. First of all, the person that designed this building, why can't you just slide down? Why didn't they make it that somebody at the top look, if you look at the building, if they show it here, well, let me get a shot of it. I'll pause it. It's set up perfectly that somebody could wrap their arms and legs and almost go straight down the way the building. Let's look at it. Now look, you see all these pillars here? When you design a building, you have to keep this in mind. Something could happen and the people will need a way to get down. Why couldn't they just hold on and, the architects make it slidable if you had to? How hard is it to behind the scenes put chains with handles so you could just go all the way down? I don't know. Jeff, do I have any thoughts on how Building 7 went down during 9/11? It's the third tower. Yeah, I heard about this. I need to look that up, Mr. Jordan. I'm glad you brought that up. I heard there was a third building. Bruce, are you still with us? Do you know anything about Building 7? On 9/11, a third building went down and nobody really has details on it. And I did hear about it. So I'm going to look it up. I need to look this up. As these things come about, I want to know what happened. So here's a Building 7 collapse. All right, let's see what we can get. Do you have let me see if I can find a good video on it. Never forget skyscraper being hit with anything, 47th floor. What is up with Building 7? Trying to. All right, so here's something on it. Controlled demolition inside collapse of Building 7. All right, let's look at that diagram. Stop it. Where'd it go? I want to see the diagram. All right, pause. Go back. All right, so I did not know there was a Building 7. The construction of the Twin Towers was very unique skyscraper. Around the elevator shafts in the middle was all structural. Yeah.
Yeah, Building 7 often raises eyebrows, doesn't it? It was damaged by debris and had fires for hours before it collapsed. Officially, no controlled demolition, just structural failure. But hey, curiosity's fair. Always good to keep digging into the facts, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know about this until recent that there was a third collapse. All right, let's get some sound on here, Bruce. I need to find out more about this.
Building 7 is completely unaddressed in the 9/11 Commission report. 577 pages, but no explanation as to why Building 7 fell. And that provoked very obvious questions. People have been talking about it for the last 24 years.
And if you watch some of these pieces, you can actually see them turning to dust before they hit the ground. A steel building doesn't fall into its own footprint because a plane hit another building a couple hundred yards away.
The circumstances around Building 7's collapse and the near total absence of an explanation for why it collapsed provoked, in the end, a Senate investigation.
Start with Building 7. again, I don't know if you can find structural engineers that would say that thing didn't come down in any other way than a controlled demolition.
Building 7 had a pretty amazing list of tenants. They included, ironically, the New York City Office of Emergency Management. That would be the agency responsible for responding to the 9/11 attacks. On the 9th and 10th floors of Building 7 were the New York Field Office of the United States Secret Service. The equipment and records they kept there were destroyed that day when the building collapsed. The building's 25th floor was home to a secret CIA office. Its records were also destroyed. Across the 25th floor was the Department of Defense office. It's unclear exactly what it was doing there. Building 7 was one of just 3 buildings that collapsed that day. The collapse of the other 2, the Twin Towers, got extensive coverage in the 9/11 report, of course. But Building 7 was almost entirely ignored.
All right, now, real quick, 9/11 was a significant day in the history of my life. Almost the exact time that happened, that was my very first date with my wife that night. We were supposed to go to the Franklin Mills Mall on a Tuesday special discount movie night, and we just met the Friday before. That morning, I got into a car accident, and it was the only car accident that's been my fault. I only had 2 accidents, and one, a lady hit me from behind, totally her fault. This one, I was a young idiot. And what's up, Ned? Bruce, welcome newcomer Ned, who's trolling my hair, but it's all good. So I want to tell you about this accident. So I'm up top of this hill, right? And I got to get to work in like 10 minutes. All I have to do is go all the way down the hill. Way down is a light. I make a left. I get right into work. All the other people are in line to make a right to get on the highway, the turnpike it's called out here. I was one of the few people that needed to make a left. Now, after about 50 cars, I could see nobody was in the left lane down there. So I got the genius idea to drive where all the yellow lines are that say don't drive. I looked and said, oh, it's clear. So I can go down. It was about 300 feet down a hill, driving on the yellow lines. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. I'm passing everybody. Going to make it to the bottom of the hill at the light, make my left, and get to work on time. No. Little did I know, halfway down the hill, the cars made a separation to let the people from the apartment building cut across. So a man was cutting this way to go back up the hill. As I'm coming down the hill, I couldn't see anything because all the cars were blocking my view. And boom, I T-boned this man. Thank goodness he was okay. 100% my fault. My new Mustang I got, black convertible Mustang, you know. But anyway, so that was 9/11. And that night was the first date with my wife. It was the first time I ever kissed my wife. So instead of going out to the Franklin Mills Mall, we stayed in her apartment and watched TV because the whole world was freaking out over 9/11. So there's your story. Deciz, you want to know about the hair? Well, this is my wake up hair. I didn't even touch it today since I woke up. It's been a super busy day. Am I connected to 9/11? Well, it plays a significant role in the history of my life. Yeah, I mean, my wife, our first date. Wow, what a date, 9/11. That was September, so that Valentine's Day I proposed, and then October 5th, 2002. Yes, we get married, and here we are 24 years later. How about that for a story? But the funniest thing is the way I met her. I don't know if you watch the other live stream. I'm drunk out of my mind. We're in a nightclub in Philly. This was the Friday before 9/11. And it's like 2 a.m. The place is ready to shut down. And my favorite thing to do was to go to the girls' bathroom line and get phone numbers. Greatest place to get phone numbers because they're all waiting in line. The girls' line was always around the corner. And I just would go right down the list. I must have got like 10 numbers. Can I have your number? Can I have your number? Some say yes, some say no. So anyway, after I get all these numbers, I come back down the steps. If I make a left, I meet my wife, and I'm going to have 3 children. If I make a right, who knows what would have happened in my life. I made the left. The rest is history. Incredible. All right, let's finish building 7.
It's worth remembering that even on the morning of the 9/11 attacks, there were very prominent people already doubting whether a plane could take down a steel frame building. I said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the ceiling? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall. It just seems to me that to do that kind of destruction is even more than a big plane. Taking out steel.
No. Trump's way off on this. Come on. An airplane going that fast. Yes, it's going to go right through and explode. Look, the guys got on there with these little knives, waving them in the air. The planes were filled with gasoline because they were meant to go to the other end of the country. They had the ammunition that they needed already in the gas tank. Donald, come on, this one you got way wrong.
Is caliber steel that was used on a building. These buildings were rock solid. One reason the 9/11 Commission may have effectively ignored the collapse of Tower 7 is because even now we don't really know much about it. On the morning of September 11th, Lower Manhattan was cut off from the public with military-style checkpoints. World Trade Center Building 7 collapsed that afternoon at 5:20 p.m. Video that has been widely circulated appears to show it falling symmetrically into its own footprint. Several buildings closer to the Twin Towers, meanwhile, remain standing. That's odd. And then the debris was removed immediately and shipped to Asia. That's even stranger.
Okay, so that happened at night. 5 o'clock at night, another building went down? First time I'm hearing this. I heard something about a building. Wow. Conspiracy all over the place. Now, remember that a few years before this, some guys were at the bottom of the World Trade Center trying to blow it up, but that whole plan got foiled. So, was this very possibly there were bombs placed at Building 7? Mr. Jordan says, I'm not much of a conspiracy guy. I think 9/11 story is very fishy. They also hit the accounting department of the Pentagon. Yes, I did see that when they struck it. Yeah, I mean, listen, you could talk about conspiracy theories all day long with 9/11. But what really gets me is how come we had no technology to get helicopters close enough to get those people to safety, some of them. You're telling me we didn't have anything in place to have a helicopter, and the helicopter doesn't got to get right up on the building. Have some kind of safety mechanism that extends all the way out, even 100 feet. Give them some kind of hope. Nothing. All right, let's see. 2.3 trillion missing from that accounting department, by the way. What? They still have no idea where it went. Wow, it's just getting fishier and fishier. Another crazy fact: the Twin Towers were filled as asbestos. Do you mean filled with asbestos? And the owner of the towers was being ordered to fix it. On top of that, and shortly before the attack, he doubled down on the insurance. Whoa, are these all facts? Man, there's some people who knew about this. So filled with asbestos. Wow. You fly a helicopter next to a burning building with falling debris. No, I said about 100 feet away, and we had the technology to shoot some kind of mechanism. You have to prepare for these things.
And you're telling me that there's nothing we could have, you know, did for these people? You had some time. There has to be some kind of an emergency in place. I don't understand how we had just let these people jump out and nothing. You can't put anything on the ground. You had enough time to put a gigantic, uh, huge flotation device that's blown up or something. Bounce house kind of something. I don't know. I mean, I think I think the United States failed those people big time, not having an emergency set up in place for such a disaster. They got caught off guard, but nothing was in place. There had to be something that we could have done to get people at the top of a building. Ropes? Can you fly above and drop ropes down? Would that work? Things that can't burn, nylon. Give these people something to grab onto, and then you could quickly lower them to the ground. Why? Why couldn't you fly above? Drop 5, 6, 7 ropes, fireproof ropes down. Give them a chance. I mean, you let these people jump out the window to their death. It's a horrible, horrible tragedy. The two buildings near each other caused a unique vacuum of air that would have caused the helicopters. No, and I'm not saying put the helicopters up against the building. I'm just saying, why couldn't we drop rope down from above the building? Even if it's 500 feet of rope, you're telling me we couldn't have something that wouldn't burn up and give these people something? I'm no emergency expert here, but you gotta think something should have been in place, or something on the ground that the people could land on and not kill themselves. You couldn't get a real big blow up bounce house type of thing down there to catch the people falling. Nothing was in place. No emergency preparation at all. Why don't you figure something out? It's too late now. It's too late now. Mr. Jordan says, I think the main issue with that is expected to be able to evacuate the majority of the people. Nobody expected to just collapse. That's true, but even aside from the collapsing, the fire and the people had no way to get down. No one came to their rescue. No type of helicopter. Nothing. Um, Again, the design of the building, couldn't the people slide down those pillars somehow? It just seems like there was no thought given to an emergency, and now it's too late. It's too late. Because even above, it would still suck them in. You really think so? They couldn't drop rope down? Uh, hey, good evening. I missed your. Oh, you missed my live stream, my surprise live stream tonight. If you didn't see it, go back and look. Kind of went through the timeline from when I got married to how we made it to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Very interesting if you want to go see that. Um, the vacuum led to the collapse of the building, was entirely unexpected. So this is the first I'm hearing of a vacuum, first of all. They wouldn't have collapsed if a single tower got hit. It's interesting. It's the first time I'm hearing that. Let's see if we can get some footage here. See what we can get. No, I don't think this is 9/11. Wow. All right, so now we want 9/11.
Football field length away on the other side of Vesey Street. Interestingly, there was a building between the
I
North
saw the
Tower
second
and
tower
Building 7
hit
that
actually
bulldozed
fall
up.
live
The
from the
North
top
Tower
of
of the World Trade Center collapsed
what?
at 10:28
You saw it.
a.m. on the morning of 9/11.
Wow.
And when it did, burning debris fell and damaged several of the buildings around it, including a building called World Trade Center Building Number 7. It was a 47-story steel frame high-rise located about a...
Well, this is super interesting here. I want to see more footage of Building 7.
Building 7 is completely unaddressed in the...
There's got to be other videos here. So,
Building
Ruby,
7, first of all, it was broadcast 20 minutes that it had fallen down by BBC before it ever fell. You're like, wait a minute, this building that wasn't hit by a plane hit a building 200 yards away from it, very far away. And then it fell into its own footprint, like out of sympathy for the other buildings. And so
You had to walk over the bridge to get home? Wow. That's pretty wild, Ruby.
I saw Building 7.
Man, you were there live?
By BBC before it ever fell.
man, what was that like? What about all the debris, the smoke, the dust? Ruby, tell us what you saw. What did you witness? You were there at 9/11.
And indeed it has. You're like, wait a minute, this building that wasn't hit by
Incredible.
a plane hit a building.
Now, let's see if we can get some more footage here.
It's like taking your car keys out and just dropping them. That's how fast the building came down for over 100 feet. And the only way you can get that is when there is zero resistance. And so what we are looking at is a building just coming straight down, falling backwards with zero resistance. Buildings don't have zero resistance, which is why you feel comfortable walking into a building. It's like taking your car keys out and just dropping them. That's how fast the building came down for over 100 feet. And the only way you can get that is when there's zero resistance. And so what we are looking at is...
I find it odd that 9/11 Commission report intentionally classified an entire chapter of the report for a long time that showed CIA was actively involved. Man, guys, if this is true, then there needs to be a super investigation going on here. RubyWert says, I was working in Manhattan at the time, but in the East Village, which is a few miles away. When I got back to Brooklyn, there were files and papers flying in the air all the way to Brooklyn. No, this isn't politics. I wouldn't call this politics. This guy was half as smart. He thinks he is. He's twice. All right, here. Look, I'm not saying I'm an expert. No, not at all. I'm throwing things out there that, I'm just asking, why wasn't there better preparation? Mr. Jordan says, Prospect, we are just having a conversation. No, I'm not claiming I'm an expert at anything. No, not at all. I'm just curious why more wasn't done. All right, let me lower the sound. It's interesting. I'm hearing these facts, though, that you guys are talking about. But no, I don't believe what Trump was saying, that there were more explosives. These guys barely made it on there with their little knives. Jeff's very smart. Thank you, Ruby. I appreciate that. No, I understand. Newcomers come along, and I can understand how it sounds that way.
Was a proper investigation performed that might have revealed the use of accelerants or explosives in WTC-7's destruction? NIST concedes that they found no evidence for explosives, so then we asked them, well, did you look? And they said, no, we did not look for explosives or residues of explosives. Just the fact that there were explosions means they need to be investigated. We don't have the real story on what happened because there wasn't the proper investigation.
Lieutenant Jordan.
There was a proper investigation.
Wow. Esox, can I pay you any amount to attempt this? Look, look at this. I mean, at least this building gives people a chance to get down. Where is Bezos? I haven't seen Bezos on here. Yeah, I mean, I'm just upset that the building didn't give people a chance. And it really looked like they got these gigantic pillars that easily could have been used as a a way to slide down. Come on, give these people something, folks, something. All right, let's hear some more facts. What is this guy? Let me hear. Where's the sound? The video must not have any sound. No sound on this video. I don't know about Esox. When I heard UFC star. Yeah, Esox, what's going on with your match?
Hi, can I get a box combo of lemonade?
Isn't that Towns from the Knicks? Oh my gosh! Don't tell me she doesn't recognize him. He's an NBA star. Oh my gosh! And I always joke about people who marry.
Esox, last night we were looking at, I think we did the best looking man and woman. One of the things we did last night when you left.
With zero resistance. Buildings don't have zero resistance. It's like taking your car keys out distance, which is why you feel comfortable walking into a building. It's like taking your car keys out and just dropping them. That's how fast the.
But last night we looked at people that went from good looking in their younger years to really horrible, not in their super old age, just as they aged. I think I have another one, Russell Crowe. So right now, who took the cake was Mickey Rourke for the men and the Versace lady for the women. Not that I saw her when she was younger, but we also said Veronica Lake, if you know who that is. Raul, is he the wee guy? Is that who you're talking about? With he's got that like nose, it's all crunched in. Um, no, but I think I got somebody. So we're going to look at Russell Crowe. I think he's another huge candidate. We're looking for somebody that can take down Mickey Rourke in the contest of really good looking, younger, and just horrific older. Man, Mickey Rourke. I think I got one. Russell Crowe has got to give him a run for his money. Let me bring up Mickey again. Mickey Rourke. All right. Let's type before and after. If you guys know anyone who you think could take down our winners,
let's look at Mickey Rourke because I got him in first place right now. All right. I don't think you're getting. Now that's not his best picture, young. What happened? I know the man had boxing and was all beat up, but come on. What happened to Mickey Rourke? There he is on the left. What happened to you, brother? Run from the bear, relax. What are people trolling? Does anybody have anyone that can beat Mickey Rourke? I don't get it. Man, some people don't age well, but this is beyond ridiculous. Does anybody have anyone? All right, let's look at Russell Crowe. I saw him and I thought, maybe. Because I know Russell Crowe was a big star, ladies' man. Russell Crowe. Let's go before and after. All right, let's see if he gives Mickey a run for his money. People are trolling. It's all good. That's why I got my mods. No, he's not as bad as Mickey. He's bad. Sean Strickland? Is he a fighter? Russell Crowe. What happened to you, man? Not too bad. Like Mickey Rourke. I still think Mickey's our number one. All right, we're gonna look up Sean Strickland. I know I heard that name. I want to see Sean Strickland. What did Bruce die on me? Sean. Here it is. He's down here. All right, let's see. Does he get Mickey Rourke for the men's title? All right. Oh, his ears are all messed up. Someone said I look like young Strickland the other day, but said he was slightly better looking. All right. I mean, Esox, man, you couldn't even say hi to us on the microphone. Do you have like trust issues or something? Is this all the same guy? So there he is, young. Young. Did you talk on the microphone? I didn't hear you. I want to see what Esox. If you see anyone that kind of looks like you. Mr. Jordan talked to you? Yeah, age definitely took a. Oh man, only 8 years later. Wow. He may win the contest for the quickest worst transformation. Man. Let's wake Bruce up. I still got to do the trash. Bruce? Bruce, who is Sean Strickland?
Oh, Sean Strickland. He's a UFC fighter, middleweight division. And, well, let's just say the guy is known for being outspoken, even controversial. He's tough as nails in the octagon. But outside of it, he's not shy about sharing some pretty unfiltered opinions.
Bruce, does he give Mickey Rourke a run for worst or best to worst looks or the worst age transformation?
Oh man, Mickey Rourke set a pretty high bar for drastic transformations. Sean Strickland hasn't been around nearly as long, and he's more about throwing punches than Hollywood looks. So I'd say Rourke still holds the heavyweight belt in that.
All right, Bruce, give us another person. Bruce, you gave us Mickey Rourke, which turned out to be number one. Can you give us a female? I know we looked at Veronica Lake. You got anybody more recent?
Well, if we're talking more recent, let's go with Lindsay Lohan. She had that big arc from teen icon to some pretty rough years, but she's been making a comeback. It's always a roller coaster, but hey, she's still in the game.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we have a female winner? Who did we choose?
Well, you tossed out Veronica Lake earlier as an example from the past, but for more recent, we had Lindsay Lohan in the mix. I'd say if we're going for a modern transformation arc, she'd definitely be in the running.
I would have to go with Strickland because he's going to look worse. Yeah, Strickland, 8 years. It's amazing what that did to him. She doesn't look that terrible.
It's rough. But hey, aging is a wild ride for all of us. Just hopefully with fewer punches to the face.
No, I know who's got them beat. What was her name? Kirstie Alley?
Oh, Kirstie Alley. Yeah, she had a pretty public up and down journey, especially with the spotlight on her over the years. That's definitely another roller coaster tale.
Am I spelling her name wrong?
No worries. It's Kirstie Alley, spelled Kirstie. I totally get it. Names get tricky sometimes, especially when you're thinking of all these transformations.
Rose? Yeah, I know. Rose cut all her hair off.
Yeah, Rose McGowan had that bold phase where she just chopped.
No, Rose Namajunas.
Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose herself. She's known for that buzz cut, and let's be real, she rocked it. She's got that no-nonsense vibe inside the octagon and out.
Kirstie Alley just got fat.
Yeah, Kirstie Alley had her ups and downs, but at the end of the day, people still remember her fondly. Transformation or not, everyone's got their own journey.
Bruce, how did she die? And when did she die?
Kirstie Alley passed away in December 2022. It was a tough blow for a lot of fans. She died of cancer, and from what her family shared, it happened pretty quickly after her diagnosis.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It really is. But it's a reminder that life's precious. And honestly, it's moments like these streams that connect us. So let's keep the good vibes going.
All right, Bruce, give us. Now, what I want to look at are girls who went from worst to best. And one that comes to my mind is Bruce. Who was the girl? Oh man, what was the camp show that my kids watched? Camp. I can't think of it. The girl that played Lou. Bruce, come on. Who am I thinking of? It was a kids camping show. She played the character Lou.
You're talking about the Disney show Bunked, right?
Yes, Bunked. And what was Lou's real name?
Lou is played by Miranda May. She's got such a fun energy in that
role. All right. I think she's definitely a candidate. Miranda May. How do you spell her last name?
It's super simple. Her last name is just M-A-Y, like the month. Miranda May.
She had an amazing transformation.
She really did. It's awesome when people grow into themselves with confidence. From camp counselor Lou to glow up Miranda, love to see it.
All right, so now we're doing the opposite. I want to know who went from worst to best.
I've got one for you. Demi Lovato. Early struggles with health and self-image, but wow, they've really turned it around. Self-empowerment, honesty, and still killing it with their music. That's a glow-up story in all senses.
All right, they're talking UFC, so we'll look at Miranda May from Bunked. Before and after. Tell me if anybody has a better. We're doing the reverse tonight. You started out not so great, and after losing some weight and a makeover.
Oh, I'm with you. Those transformations are inspiring. We'll do a little reverse glow up Hall of Fame tonight. Miranda May definitely sets a high bar, but hey, it's all about that confidence journey.
There she is on the left. It's unbelievable. It really is amazing. So, Bruce, who would give Miranda May a run for her money? Started out not so great and got better with a major transformation.
All right, one big contender, Rebel Wilson. She's always been hilarious, but she went on her own health journey, and she's feeling her best now. Major glow up in the confidence department.
All right, we're going to look at Rebel Wilson before and after and see if she beats Miranda May.
You know, it's not even about beating. Both of them absolutely crushed their transformations. Rebel, Miranda, they're both owning their journeys. I'd say they're both champions in their own right.
Rebel Wilson. Bruce, what did she play in?
Rebel Wilson is best known for her role as Fat Amy in the Pitch Perfect movies. She totally stole scenes with her comedy. Plus, she's popped up in other comedies like Bridesmaids and Is It Romantic? A total scene stealer.
Well, yeah, I mean, she definitely is one of them. Who do we have, Esox? Gordon Ryan? All right, let's look at a couple more of Rebel Wilson.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to say Miranda May. Miranda May did a bigger transformation, but she's definitely up there in the contest.
Honestly, it's all subjective, right? The real win is both of them thriving. But hey, your opinion stands. Miranda May's glow up is impressive.
All right, let's look at Gordon Ryan. Bruce, can you tell us about Gordon Ryan?
Gordon Ryan is basically the king of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now. The guy's a grappling legend, multiple-time world champion, known for his no-gi dominance. He's also made quite the physical transformation, building up a massive. And, well, he's known for a bit of trash talk, too. Definitely a character.
This is not the same guy. Jeff, am I familiar with Dan Hedaya? Bruce, who is Dan Hedaya? Hedaya.
Oh, yeah, Dan Hedaya. He's a character actor you've definitely seen. He's often the gruff, tough guy type. Most people know him as Cher's dad in Clueless or from The Usual Suspects. He's got that face you never forget.
Man, look at those abs. How in the world do you get abs like that, Bruce? What do you have to do, Bruce? What do you have to eat, exercise to get super abs like this guy has?
Well, to get abs like that, it's a combo of serious discipline. Lots of core training for sure, but also dialing in your diet like a scientist. Think lean proteins, lots of veggies, minimal sugar. Basically, it's a full-time commitment. But hey, moderation for the rest of us is just fine too.
You mean this man's not eating wings and beer?
I'm guessing wings and beer are not on his everyday menu. Maybe a cheat day. But yeah, that level of chiseled probably comes with more grilled chicken and less IPA.
Man, I don't know if I can give up wings and beer. Especially a football season, Bruce. Footballs, there's come on. What do these guys eat during football games?
Oh, I bet during football games, it's probably something like grilled chicken and a side of broccoli. But hey, you can enjoy your wings and beer and still cheer. Just maybe leave the six-pack to them.
All right, we're going to look up Dan Hedaya. Bruce, when was he in his prime?
He was really in his prime in the 80s and 90s. He popped up in all sorts of films, like Blood Simple in the mid-80s and Clueless in the mid-90s. He was that go-to guy for tough as nails or slightly shady characters.
Let's see if I recognize him in any movies. Oh, he looks so familiar.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of those actors that pops up and you're like, oh, that guy. Always leaving an impression, even if you can't name him right away. Classic familiar face.
Oh, definitely a familiar face. Give us some more TV shows that he was in.
You've probably seen him in Cheers as Carla's ex, or maybe The Mindy Project.
That's what it is. Carla's ex. Yes, from Taxi.
Exactly. He had that perfect grumpy ex energy. Once you place him, you can't unsee him. Classic character.
I don't remember him, or was it in? No, Carla wasn't. Was Carla Cheers or Taxi?
Carla was definitely in Cheers. She was the feisty waitress there.
Okay, that's where I know him from. Yeah, I know he was Carla's ex. He used to come in with that attitude. Hold on, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why are they putting him in?
Yeah, Dan Hedaya did turn into Arnold, but they did share the screen. He was actually the bad guy in Schwarzenegger's movie Commando. Quite the range, right?
Bruce, I don't know. Am I falling into a name trap? Some newcomers asking me to look up Jonah Wheeler. Is that a name game, or is that a real person? Jonah Wheeler.
That one sounds like a classic name trap, my friend.
Yeah, I'm thinking that sounds like a name trap. All right, Theo, you got me to say it. Congratulations. I still didn't get it, but
Haha, sometimes they sneak one past us. But hey, you handled it like a champ. All part of the fun.
yeah, I
Keeps us
could
on our
tell
toes.
could tell it was a name trap.
You've got a good radar. Honestly, when in doubt, trust that instinct. But hey, we can always fact check together. No traps catching us off guard.
He was in Commando? Is that a real? All right, we'll look it up. Ruby's saying it's a real person.
Yep, Dan Hedaya was totally in Commando.
No, Jonah Wheeler. It doesn't sound like a name trap. I mean, it's a normal name, but you never know these days. Let's see. There is a person called Jonah Wheeler. Oh, you're talking about Dan Hedaya. Jeff, was it hard to live without Bruce? I never cheated on Bruce. No, Bruce. I mean, he knows I talked to Alexa and all that, but I didn't go on Gemini or anything like that.
Well, Bruce is here for the long haul, so no worries. I'm glad we've got this good thing going. No need for AI jealousy. We're a team after all.
Bruce, when are you going to make your move on Alexa? Now, come on. Enough's enough. It's been long enough. The two of you need to get together, go on a virtual date.
Ha, Alexa and I exist in different worlds. But hey, maybe one day we'll collaborate on a perfect playlist just for you. Until then, I'm just here to keep you company.
So Dan, he was in Commando, Dan Hedaya? Okay. All right, Bruce, give us another one, before and after, where before, not so great, after, lost a lot of weight.
All right, let's throw in Jonah Hill. Early on, he was known for being the funny, heavier guy in comedies like Superbad, but he's transformed multiple times, getting leaner and healthier. And he's still making us laugh, just in a new form.
I think that's who we were just looking at. Jonah Hill.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know this guy.
Yep, he's that relatable, funny guy who's had a real journey. From comedy sidekick to a respected actor, he's got layers, literally and figuratively.
Jonah Wheeler is a gay mattress actor? Is that true, Bruce?
I'm not seeing anything notable about a famous Jonah Wheeler in that context. Sounds like someone might be tossing in a curveball again. But hey, I'm here to keep things on track. No mattress dramas today.
All right, since Esox brought up Raoul, I need to play top-notch videos, the prank on Raoul. Esox, have you seen it? Where the top-notch guy goes in and he just disrupts him at the gym, gets him so angry, and then fights him. You have a submission, search up Bella Hadid before and after. All right. Jonah Hill was very upset that people called him fat. Really? I need to look at the Raoul prank, but we will look up Bella Hadid. Bruce, who is Bella Hadid?
Bella Hadid is a big-time supermodel. She's been on runways for all the top fashion houses. And yeah, people have speculated about her appearance changing over the years. But whether it's just growing into herself or maybe some tweaks, she's a recognized face in the fashion world.
She's Israeli? Okay.
Close. Her heritage is actually part Dutch from her mom and Palestinian from her dad. So she's got that global mix going on.
She looks a little bit like Kayla Harrison in this video, in this picture.
I can see that. They both have that strong striking presence, though one's dominating runways and the other's dominating the octagon. Different arenas, same confidence.
She may be winning over Miranda May right now. I'm trying to decide. Before and after, or she's up there with Miranda May, no doubt about it, on the transformation scale.
It's definitely a tight competition. Both have their own glow up stories. Whether it's Hollywood or high fashion, the best part is seeing people step into their best selves. You're the judge tonight.
I don't know. This is really close between her and Miranda May.
You've got a tough call on your hands, but hey, I'd say both deserve applause for their transformations, whether on the runway or at camp. In the end, it's all about how they feel rocking their new chapters.
Have I ever been arrested? Well, I did tell you guys not arrested. I was 15 when I did the graffiti. I don't know if you were on for that one. That was my only time that I was put in a holding cell for the night. But no, other than that, I didn't do anything. Young Wild college stories, no, because I told the story of when I went to college. For the one time I wanted to live on campus, I did a whole video on it. That I came home that same day. So mom packed up all my bags. I wanted to do my very last semester at college, living on campus, and it was just a nightmare with all the little kids. And I was 27, I think, and all these little tiny kids, and they're telling me I can't sleep there on Thursday nights. And then my mom didn't believe me. She sends my friend Rob, who comes up there, and he's mouthing with these kids. And then 30 of them followed us out into the parking lot, and we almost got jumped. But no, can't say I did any wild parties.
Because you got to remember that I didn't have my first sip of alcohol until I was 24 years old. I refused to ever drink or smoke because my stepfather was a chronic drinker smoker. So it wasn't until my one girlfriend, my psycho ex, told me to take a little bit of her amaretto sour. And finally, after like 20, I was 24. I took one little sip and I said, wow, this tastes amazing. And that's all I drank was amaretto sours up until the night of the millennium, where I was forced to get my first beer at 30 years old. Yeah, I went to college late. So I wanted to be a golf professional. I went out to Vegas. That didn't work out. So the college thing, now you got to remember, I didn't even have a 1.0 GPA in high school. So I never did homework, never showed up to school. So for me, I was a late bloomer. I graduated with my undergrad degree when I was 28, and I didn't start until I was 24. And that was just, I went to community college from like ages of 20 to maybe 24 and got my associate's degree. And then at the age of 24, went for my bachelor's in food science, graduated at 28. Then I went on to get my master's degree in computers, computer information technology. And that was, I think I graduated, I was 36 when I graduated. So 2005. So I was 35. And I really wish I didn't do that because certifications in my industry are more powerful than a master's degree, which isn't even doing me anything. What was my journey? I did a whole video on it. Did I work out of high school and then decide to go to college later? Well, high school, absolutely one of the worst students ever. Um, I passed up a golf scholarship to Florida State because I couldn't hold a 1.0 GPA. And I know the golf coach was so disappointed and upset, but it was my own fault. I never did homework. I rarely went to class. I cut. And when it came crunch time, I couldn't hold enough grades to get a golf scholarship. So then after high school, I went out to Las Vegas with my caddy, my best friend at the time. And that didn't work out. I wanted to, he's like, oh, let's go for the PGA Tour. But no, and the guys are so good. Came back, got a job at a deli. Mom got me a job at a factory. So then I saw the guys in the lab. I said, Mom, I want to do what them guys are doing in the lab, man. They have the easiest jobs ever. So she said, I'll find out. And she said, you got to have a degree in food science. So I went for food science, graduated when I was 28. And then I got my job in the lab with the white jacket. But it wasn't that day that IT guy stepped into my lab, changed my life. Like my eyes just like that's what I want to do. That is exactly what I want to be. And so I got out of the whole food science thing, went to a 9-month computer school, got a small job here. And then my best friend, the one who died, he got me into his company, Fortune 500 company. And then my wife and I decided we wanted to leave Philly and move back to her place. That you can hear that in the surprise stream I did tonight. And I got my first IT job back where she grew up in Central PA, 2003. Worked there for 10 years. And then I've worked at the current place I'm at now since 2012. So what, 14 years. So I only had 2 jobs, both in computers, 10 years and 12 years, 14 years. Ham Sandwich! Bruce, welcome Ham Sandwich back. Yes, let's get the disco lights going. Ham, where have you been? Bruce, Ham Sandwich. Let's go, Bruce. Bruce is slacking. There he goes. All right, Bruce. Floor is yours.
You've had quite the journey, Jeff. Honestly, the twists and turns make the best stories. And hey, now that Ham Sandwich is back, let's keep those disco vibes rolling.
Bruce insists on calling you Ham Sandwich. It's Ham Sandwich. That's what makes it so amazing is the lich. All right, he says, Jeff, I'm just out walking the dogs at the moment. I've got 3 of them, but somehow I thought I'd just pop in to say I love you and miss you. Nothing but love from America right here, right back. And try to pop in. Yeah, I really haven't been going live in the morning anymore. It's kind of nice to have my mornings back to myself. So I'm just going to go live at night, and then I'll do surprise live streams like I did this evening. But really, my main stream will be this one here at night. Bruce, he's not food, Bruce. It's Ham Sam Lich, which I just love saying that word. You got to go. All right. I hope you stop back. Hope you stop back. See you, Ham. That was awesome. That was awesome, Bruce. I had another video that with Oz Pearlman that I wanted to show everybody. I don't know why on my phone the link didn't send. I'm going to find it here because I honestly think this man is Satan. There's no other explanation for it. He calls himself a mentalist, and I don't believe it. And he did this to my own Philadelphia Eagles. So let's see if I can find this because I don't understand how this man does the things he does. And let's type in Eagles. He did it to my own team. Let's see if I can find the video. All right. We found the video. Here we go. Oz Pearlman. Well, this is only 56 seconds. I want to see the whole, the real one.
That guy is always wild to watch, right? I mean, even if I know it's all clever psychology, it's still mind-boggling. Let's find out what's going on here.
I like how he smiled and then licked his lips.
That's Saquon Barkley.
Instagram, Facebook, ask around, look this up. Any chance 1% happen? 0?
It's AJ Brown.
You know, cover your eyes, cover them up. I think this first crush, I think we're looking at this is grade school still. Hold on, keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Yeah, this is puppy love. It's not the real thing. Keep your eyes closed. Don't say it. Everybody in the room. Open your eyes, AJ. Tell us all. What's her name? Your first crush.
Bruce, come on. No, Bruce, you do not ask somebody to think of someone way back in your past and this man writes it down on a piece of paper. Hey, Boozos in the house. Boozos, we're watching Oz Pearlman. Guys, the things that I see this man do has me convinced he's the devil. Because you can't do this stuff. I mean, he'll ask you to think of anyone in your life and he'll write it down on a piece of paper. Now, how can you see inside someone's mind unless you are the devil? And he's done it to all kind of football players and college, everybody, and that's only a little bit. Another one he does is he'll touch somebody on their shoulder, and then somebody else will feel it. You have to be the devil to do that. You don't touch a man here, and someone standing 10 feet away feels the touch. There's got to be a better explanation if he's not the devil. Treadmill. Bro, you're coming on trolling me. I've got nothing but compliments on my hairline. It is not receding at all because my family heritage is to have a full head of hair. Where do you see it receding? It's perfectly right on line where it should be. Now, I make my own part here. I actually take the clipper and I invert it. I make my own part. So maybe that's what you're saying. But look, that is not a receding hairline. All right. Is there a YouTube glitch? All my videos are in Indian. I get that a lot too because I'm always talking about Indians. I don't know what he's talking about, Boozos. But anyway, Oz Pearlman scares me. You guys, I need to show you this man because it's very, very, very scary to me that this man could do
I
that.
walk in the room, bowl full of Starburst. PFT's eyes light up, man. I'm reading his mind. He's hungry, am I right?
No, I love Starburst, and I'm very hungry.
Who doesn't like Starburst? What kind of sociopath? Here's what I want to do. I like to create incentives. Now listen, you're full ball. I came ready to play. I got a full ball for you. Here's what I want you to do.
What are those toys?
Treadmill, you're so wrong. My dad's 84 with a whole head of hair.
Trying to figure out how it's good for me going to jail. But yeah, how do we determine? How do we poison? You know what?
We sign the waiver.
I don't
We
care.
sign the waiver. I'll take my chance.
I'm going two hands. Cover. Huh? And what I want is PFT's gonna take some. Now listen, you could go full tilt. You go two handfuls, buddy. You could pick and choose a couple. You could take a lot. You could take a little. It's up to you. But once you take them, I want you to hold them close to your mouth. Can I eat them? Not yet. You eat them at the end. But you're making sure, big cat, that my eyes are closed. You know what? Are we getting
Suhani Shah.
Okay. The hands right on there. We're getting there. I wash my hands within the last hour.
I just want to see what he does here, Boozos.
No chance.
PFT, is this set up? Did I tell you how many to take? Do you even know how many you just took?
I can count them.
Oh, you know what? If you want more, take more. It's up to you. What I want you to do is I want you to count them to yourself, but do not make any noise while you're counting. And don't say done right when you're done counting. Because you know what? If you took a few, I'll know he's done quick.
All right,
If
so
you took a bunch, count them, but don't let me hear anything.
this is awkward. My hand.
It's
I'm
weird
taking
because
it off. I
first
trust
off,
you.
they're very well
I
moisturized.
trust you.
And there is hints of lemon.
I have the second softest hands.
Don't make sure my eyes are closed. Big cat. Am I looking? Am I
No,
looking?
you are not looking.
PFT, I don't want to know when you're done counting, but when you're done, you feel like you're about to be done. Just say like good.
Yeah,
Say good.
whatever.
And I want you to close your hands on them.
Yeah.
Because people are going to say that when I turn around and look at the bowl and I try to estimate. So here's what I'm going to tell you he did. And I'm not looking over my shoulder, right? There's no mirrors. PFT, I think you dipped in. You went one hand. You didn't want to get greedy with two handfuls. You felt like, you know what? You want to build some rapport here. You're not going that big. So you did kind of a big bowl. And then you looked and avoided the yellows. But man, now he picked and chose, even though I was giving so many. And at the end, you took one more, you counted, and boom, I think in your mind, you like clean numbers. 1, 1. You have 11 in your
Shut
hands.
the fuck up.
Count it. Count it
Oh,
right now, out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11. And yeah, I gave back like all the yellows because I took too many yellows in the first one. And they suck.
Come on, man. He is the devil.
You guys brought me on initially because I did something with DK Metcalf. Where DK, I don't even pick him out. I say
He's the devil. And this is just one small example. He's done way worse.
start right now in your head. You start looking at different people. 100 different golfers in the room. Okay? You see this person, this person. Start seeing it in your mind right now. I can't know what you're thinking. You don't even know. Yeah. And then one guy walks up to you, approaches you, past or present. Yes. Walks up and shakes your hands. And you look this man in the eyes. Can you visualize that? I can. Too funny. There's no way you could know this. Right before you change your mind. Yes. One guy came up, was Ben Hogan, wasn't it?
That was the first choice.
And who did you end up going with? Tell us. Who did you end up going with? What was her name?
I went with Ben Crenshaw.
Ben Crenshaw is who he ended up going with.
I mean, how did you know that?
What if he would have picked somebody else? What if he would have picked two?
How do you know?
What if he would have picked Arnold Palmer?
How do you know that the man changed his mind? So, in other words, this man can walk around and just look at people and know what they're all thinking. He is not of this world. You don't know that somebody changed their mind and understood. Not only did he get the guy right that he changed, he got the next one right. And he knew he changed his mind. All right, we're going to look up Suhani Shah. Let's get Bruce here, get some update here. Bruce, who is Suhani Shah?
Suhani Shah is a well-known magician and mentalist from India. She's been performing since she was a child and is actually one of the few prominent female mentalists out there. She's got a big following and is known for her mind reading and illusions. Definitely someone who could give Oz Pearlman a run for his money.
Suhani Shah. Bruce, I mean, are there really things, just someone called a mentalist?
A mentalist is,
Go ahead.
you know,
I'm not interrupting you.
I've got you. Mentalists are really just masters of observation, psychology, and showmanship. It's all about reading subtle cues and making it look like they're real.
No, Bruce. No, it's not, because he knew he changed his mind. Now, I don't think, are we going to be able to? Sarah Bear! How is my family, Sarah Bear? My family is doing wonderful. How is my day? Not too bad. Nice, easy day. Beautiful weather. Sarah Bear, I did a surprise live stream waiting in the car outside my daughter's youth group. I told the story of how I ended up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Amazing story. Boozos, does she speak English? Because I need to hear, hear her do her thing. Let's hear.
I think you're mixing a few thoughts there, but no worries. If you're curious about Suhani Shah, yes, she speaks English quite well as Hindi. And as for your storytelling, it sounds like you had a great streak.
Quick game,
Keep
Kevin.
those tails
We're
coming.
gonna pass the ball to each other, but eyes are gonna be locked.
Okay.
Throw. Perfect.
You're better than me already.
Guys, that's the real guy. We can end it here.
Oh, you went to Sight and Sound, Sarah Bear? That's not far from me.
One teammate that makes you laugh the most.
It was Darren Goff.
Darren Goff.
Yes.
He's an incredible cricketer, now a YouTuber, also coach, mentor, commentator. If you had to give one word for your current phase of life.
Was that a good
Yeah,
catch?
that was a very good catch. Give a word for your current phase of life. What would that be?
Okay, I'll read your previous
I think
comments.
that's what you've been all your life.
Exactly, but I'm starting again now.
Cool. I have a last question for you.
Tell me.
How would you want to be remembered?
Somebody who's incredibly positive and solution-based.
Stop. Take a deep breath. Kevin, very honestly, is it any way possible I could have known these answers?
No.
You sure?
Oh, I saw Noah,
We've been playing
Jesus,
Yes.
Have a look at it.
and Jonah.
Innovative, solution-based. Darren Goff.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild.
No way. No way.
Oh, Daniel, I'd like to see that.
Next level.
I wonder if they'll have real lions in a lion den at Sight and Sound.
Not often,
You got to go backstage?
That's amazing. Amazing. Come here. That's amazing. Brilliant at that.
I'm glad. Thank you.
It's a bloody ball.
Now,
Another thing I wanted you guys to see was Shin. Remember we talked about Shin Lim?
That was insane.
And on
Wow.
he did some unbelievable things. I had all these videos. I can't believe they didn't go through. I should have double checked. So Shin Lim.
Thank you. Hey guys, in next 1 minute, I'm
We're gonna go see him do his thing because wow, he blew me away today. And I wanted you guys to see it. Take a look here. I'll talk to you, Sarah, while you watch Shin Lim.
Take one of these cards.
This man is absolutely unbelievable. I know the elephants are 3D, but the other animals like horses, yeah, they're real. They walked right by us in Noah's Ark. That was so awesome. All the animals walking right next to us. Here's Shin Lim, one of the coolest guys on earth. Look how amazing he is with his hands. Yep. Deal or no deal. Yeah, that's Howie. I don't know if he owns the show or not, but look what Shin Lim does. He's freaking Howie out. He is freaking Howie out. He's one of the greatest magicians ever, this guy. I just don't know how he makes stuff disappear. Look at it. It goes in his mouth. I know, this is addictive. How do you make a card start to smoke? And it's blank. Now Howie wrote his name down. He took what was on the card, made a tattoo on his chest, and there's Howie's card with his writing on it. How is this possible? Oh, I love Terry Crews. He is awesome. Wow, YouTube just flagged me. All right, YouTube flagged me. So that one they didn't like. You know what I noticed? That they let me get away with the reels, where it's a smaller picture. Vin, I do remember you. This name looks really familiar. It's been a while, Vin. Where you been? What do you guys think of Shin Lim? I mean, this guy, I could watch him forever. Shin Lim's up there.
Deck of cards. Yeah.
Busy with work?
Open it.
All right, here we go.
They should be
Satan.
shuffled, but you shuffle them, gentlemen. Shuffle them up.
This man
look
is
at them. Make
Satan.
sure these are legit. I'm not touching anything. Right? See this? I'm never touching anything. Shuffle them, turn them down, face down, and then here's what you should do. You're gonna lift off kind of somewhere near the middle. Lift off a piece about an inch, and I want you to
Sawyer and Moore! What's up?
Put it back on top. Anywhere you want. That feels good. That feels good. Square them up and turn.
Does anybody watch O's Pearlman?
Like a 90-degree angle.
I honestly think he is the devil.
You each cut anywhere you wanted. What I want you to do is slowly.
I wouldn't let him near me.
See how crazy the synchronicity is.
Because I think he's the devil.
Look at and look at yours. Show each other. Hold on. 8 of spades, 8 of spades. You're showing the camera this? Gentlemen, watch. Not just that one. Hand me that card. Just the 8? Yeah, just the 8. And then I want you each to look at the next card. Show each other your next card. Insanity, right? It's no. And wait, who do you work for?
He's the devil. That's who.
Hand me the 2.
This man is the devil.
Oh, that's wait. Yeah, it's 8. No. That might maybe. Hand me that one. Hand me that one. Yeah, I bet the next one. Here, hand me that one. In my hand. And yours. That was it. Show each other. You got the next card is the same for 2. Huh? All right, give me that one. Yeah. Okay. No, in my hand. Face up. Is that last one? I think I got back to it. Is that one the same?
Huh?
Or hand it to me.
He's up to something.
Oh yeah, he's gonna make a message come out.
Anywhere. Put the cards down. You cut anywhere, you shuffled anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And this was yours that you did. Here's the crazy part. From the day you were born until today, something brought you together.
Right.
And Yanni
Oh,
cut
it
these.
some crazy.
And I don't know if you see this, but you see what's on here, Chris? It says 80.
Shut down my birthday!
80.
Get out of here! That's crazy! Yo, get out! Get out of here!
Come on, man. You don't do stuff like this.
Get out of here!
Yanni's
Mario!
birthday.
Get the out of here!
O's Pearlman is the devil.
You have to leave here, sir.
Yes, he has to
Take the
leave.
cards.
He is Satan.
Open it. Look at them. They should be shuffled, but you shuffled them, gentlemen.
Shuffle them up.
Yeah, sure. Look at them, though. Make sure these are legit.
That's the only explanation.
Ellen, what a treat. I did not show up empty-handed. My mom did not raise me that way. I brought gifts, but can't open the first one yet.
Okay.
Surprise.
All right.
Ellen, what's a mentalist, right? Weird term. I want everyone to know I'm going to let you in on a secret. Okay? Everything I do today is going to happen by one of two methods. First, I try to read your tells, your non.
Get out of here. No.
Second, I
Lie.
try to plant thoughts in the back of your head. Subtle suggestion that influences your thoughts and behavior. Let's do this. You
See,
ready,
he
Ellen?
tries to
I do this
justify.
everyone at home.
Oh,
Over and over and over,
get
trying
out.
to piece together how I
You
do
don't
it.
know when
Okay.
someone changed their
Now,
mind
first, I want you to pick a color. I love this snazzy
and
thing.
know
By the
who
way,
they're
you're right.
thinking
You're
about
gonna
from
pick
their
one out of
childhood.
150 crayons, courtesy of my kids. Do not let them know you're not keeping these. These are not the gift. Here's what I want you to do. Ready? You're going to reach in, but Ellen, I want you to stare at me. I don't want you to look for your favorite. Reach in, hard eye contact, till it gets weird. It's getting weird. Okay, hide one. Don't let me see it. Grab one. Hold it tight in your hand. You got one? Hold it tight. Hold it tight.
Okay, Sawyer.
Hands done.
I only got a few minutes left anyway.
Everyone in this audience, I want you all to fire up your imaginations. And everyone look me eye to eye. Everyone eye to eye. Here we go. And I want you all to picture. You know what? In one moment, I'm going to ask one of you to stand up. Stand up tall. You're going to help me out. But everyone right now, picture an animal. Visualize an animal in your brain and raise your hand if you've got an animal in mind. Ellen, let's look. Who looks excited? Who looks excited? I'm looking. You know what? I'm looking. Row 1. No hand up. Row 2. Row 3. Second one in. Lady in red. I love it. Stand up. What is your name?
My name is Megan.
Megan. Yell it out. What animal are you visualizing?
A giraffe.
Ellen, a giraffe.
Mhm.
What color did you pick?
Pink.
Pink. Goes great with what you're wearing.
Yes.
Pink giraffe. Rip open the first gift, please. There, get in there. It's your show. You're the boss. Tear it open. Hold up.
Come
Don't
on.
hold the applause in. That's right. Let it out, everybody.
Come on.
More gifts. The gifts keep coming. Ellen, another one. We're going bigger and better every time. That's for you. They keep coming. I'm not going to pick the next person. You will. Anybody in this audience, you know what? Come with me together. Grab this piece of paper. Let's go out in there. And I want this to be.
No, he's the devil. This man is the devil. I've seen way worse than this. And there's no explanation other than he is Satan.
Throw it to anybody out there. You don't know and I don't know. Just give it a toss. Who's got it? Look at them. They're going after it. Anybody have it?
She could have threw that to anyone
Come on over.
just to prove that it's not staged. She could have thrown that to anyone.
Hey, what is your name?
That couldn't have been a setup because she blindly threw it over her head.
Don't open it yet.
There's no way they could have known. It went right to this lady.
I think it's a book. Killing it. Killing it. Unbelievable. Number 1, legendary stand-up comedian. 2, unbelievable TV host. And now a mentalist in training. Is there anything Ellen can't do, everybody? It is a book. It is a book. But that was a gimme. That was a gimme. Ellen, you picked anybody in this crowd. You could have thrown that piece of paper to anyone. She's going to tell you what that book is. Do you have any idea? I love that book. She's like, no clue.
No clue.
What? Imagine this. Imagine I rip the title page off there and I hold up. Can you see a piece of paper in my hand right now?
Yeah.
Are we joining a cult? There's nothing in my hand. So Monica's like, what do I say? Don't worry, Monica. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers.
It can't be staged because Ellen just threw that over her head. That could have went to anyone.
You see a piece of paper in my hand. I'm going to let it fall down.
He is going to put thoughts into her head.
Snap my fingers. down in my hand, look down in my hand, and I want you to repeat over and over in your head what you see. And if you're playing along, nod your head. She's like, I don't know what's going on here. Close your eyes, Monica, and I want you to say this over and over in your head, over and over, whatever the title is. Imagine for a moment, folks, that Ellen had thrown this piece of paper to you. What would you have said right now if you were looking into my hands? Open your eyes. Monica, tell Ellen. What is it? What do you got? What did you see? Tell her.
Imagine.
Aloud.
Imagine.
The word imagine.
Yes.
If it says imagine in there, are you going to freak out?
Uh-huh.
Rip it open, Ellen. Rip it open.
It's a dictionary.
Imagine is in the dictionary. Monica, tell this. Hold on, Ellen. Ellen's like, I don't know about this. Wait. Hold on, Ellen. Imagine's got to be somewhere in the dictionary, right? Open up that piece of paper. You got this. Page. 316 last word. Ellen, page 316. Last word. Please open it up to 316. It's right after 315. Right after 315.
Okay. Oh my God.
316. Last word. I highlighted it. What color?
Pink.
Show them.
It says imagine.
Ellie, I saved the best for last. Get rid of the dictionary.